And we are broadcasting live from the Holly Springs warehouse of Alma Coffee. As you can see, everyone's very excited. Everyone's ready to go. And I will soon be joined by Leticia, my co-host, as we prepare for the opening mark. Once I get that opening mark, the timer at the bottom will start, and this live broadcast will officially begin as the Alma Macaws. That's what we're calling them. Whenever you're ready, Harry, we can press go. Let me know when. It's a little bit of a coordination slip up between me and Harry Hutchins as we wait for the opening mark here. But once we get that, the timer at the bottom will start, and as you can see, we are trying to beat 56 minutes and 32 seconds here at Alma Coffee. Very exciting stuff here. Leticia might be coming up now that she is Leticia, what's up?
Hello.
We're ready for the opening mark.
Hello, people of the internet.
Let me turn your mic up. I got headphones too if you want any feedback.
Oh, I am good. That way I can hear what's going on.
Yeah, you got to be plugged
What's up,
into the action.
everyone? I don't know if Kelley explained where we're at, but getting up here was quite the adventure. I'm not scared of heights, but I definitely don't love not feeling like I'm not in control. So getting up that ladder.
Yeah, well,
was
I wasn't watching. I was plugged in, but I'm glad that you're up here joining me for a second. I thought I'd be solo broadcasting. You know, not my first rodeo.
Well,
it looks like they are going. So I didn't
for a
get
second, you were.
There we go. Timer is on. So
Oh, yeah.
it's not official because they did put a couple sacks down without telling me, and that's okay. It happens, you know,
okay.
sometimes in the heat of the sport.
Yeah, we'll let them get away with it this time.
Yeah. But next time, absolutely not.
Yeah. So have you introed everyone? What's different about this?
I haven't.
Today?
Let me go ahead and go back to our broadcast camera so people can kind of see what's going on. We've got a camera up here seeing us.
Hello.
And we are broadcasting from the official Alma Coffee announcer booth.
Yes.
It's
AKA the air compressor stand.
right.
Air compressor right there. That yellow thing.
Right.
Behind Kelley.
It's behind me. Hopefully it doesn't go off and scare me enough to knock me off of this announcer booth.
Yeah.
As you can see, I'm going to switch through the cameras really quick, but we got a lot of action cam set up.
Oh, yeah.
Compared to last time, this is really kind of just about as professional as it gets.
Yeah, it is. And for those tuning into your first container unloading, we're just going to take you back a little bit and explain exactly what the heck we're doing, right? Because this is not something you see every single day. This is your typical football game. Okay, this is the container game, which we are very privileged to be a part of. So what is going on? Why are we live streaming? Why do we have these crazy setup? And why are we on this official, what'd you call it?
Announcer booth.
Announcer booth.
Yes.
So
all great
essentially,
questions.
Hopefully you're familiar with Alma Coffee. We own our own farms in Honduras, and we actually export from our farms, and then we directly import here at our roastery in North Georgia. And so what does that mean? That means that every couple, whatever, it could be weeks, months, sometimes days, it just depends on how we're exporting and importing, we get in 42,000 pounds of coffee.
Yep.
So that is what you are seeing live right now. So we have a container, it's a 20-foot container filled to the brim with 275 sacks of coffee, each of them weighing 152 pounds. And so Lots of people think when they come to the roastery that it comes on pallets. It does not. We palletize as we unload. And the reason for this is because we don't want to be shipping air and wood. It's very expensive to get the containers over here. We want to maximize, the cost and the space. So that is why we don't palletize, and that is why we palletize as we go.
Yeah, that's a great explanation. And also, if people are just now tuning in, another huge aspect of this live stream and why we have this entire setup. Hold on, let me go to. I'm also controlling our cameras here.
Yes.
Yes, so we're getting this, what would be a normally scheduled container, but what's exciting about this is we are trying yet again to beat our personal record of 56 minutes and 32 seconds. Now,
that is correct.
Last time, if I remember correctly, it was about 1 minute and 6 seconds, which was good.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
It was great. I mean, there were no injuries, so
no injuries on
that
the
was
field.
a win.
Yeah. But I have set up a little bit of a scoreboard at the bottom so people can keep up in real time. They can tune in, tune out, maybe go get some cheese dip. It is
or some coffee.
Or some coffee. It's 9 a.m. in the morning, so probably coffee.
Yeah.
But we're going to be covering this live action as it unfolds. Harry Hutchins and Matt Thompson just completely crushing the opening of this game. And I feel like most of the time I'm a little optimistic and I'm like, we're off to a good start. But today I really feel it in the air.
Yeah. Well, I love a good gossip, a good juicy drama. I mean, I'm Hispanic. We gossip. That's kind of like the thing. So let's take it back and gossip a little bit about this container.
Okay.
Kelley, did you actually know we were supposed to get this container last week?
I did not know that.
Yeah. And so why did we not have it last week? Well, that's because our lovely inspectors at the port decided to pull the container for inspection, which, we appreciate because it's keeping our country safe, making sure that no foreign or illegal objects are coming into the country.
Right.
But because of that, we had a delay in getting the container in. So it is here today. The process, as far as we know, because they don't let us know too much about the inspections, because then people can learn how to avoid them. So what we know is basically they have a large x-ray machine, similar to like when you're at the airport and you go through the metal detector, but it's for containers. They put the container through the big x-ray machine, scan it, make sure that there's nothing bad in there or anything illegal in there, and then you're on your merry way. However, why did it take a week? Well, there is a long list of containers waiting to get inspected.
Right.
So it went into line, and just because it's going into inspection doesn't mean that it's going to happen right that second, right? So it's in queue to get inspected, and then by the time it gets released, we have to coordinate with the trucking company to actually drive it from Savannah to our roastery here in North Georgia. So that's a little bit of the process that happens and why there was about a week delay in getting this container. But
that makes sense.
But a week is no big deal. We're so happy to have it in today, and this is why we take such good care of our coffee. This is why we store it in Grain Pro bags to make sure that even when these things happen, that quality is still going to be absolutely outstanding.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Really quick, Jonathan Payton seems to be have switched roles with Harry Hutchins.
Yes.
And that's exciting. Jonathan, of course, has been a team player for a long time, but he doesn't. This might be the first time I've seen him on the forklift. And as you can see, he comes in averaging about 44 assists a season.
Yeah.
But, I mean, again, I was fully expecting Harry to take the, forklift role this game, and I'm surprised with the last minute switch up.
Yeah, so essentially we had a little bit of a turn of events this morning. So Max Folger, one of our all-star players, is not here today because he is in school. Shout out to Max. We'll see you tomorrow.
Max.
But because of that, we actually had a good friend who was going to come help us unload the container. But unfortunately, he had a work emergency and was unable to make it this morning. So the change of plans kind of caused now Harry's in the container with Matt Thompson.
Right.
JP has taken over the forklift. My dad, aka fourth generation coffee farmer, is here helping with the pallets. And then unseen right now, but Matt Mullins is crushing it with the pallet jack and keeping track of inventory.
Yeah, let me just pull up his stats really quick.
Yeah.
Matt's been really crushing it since he joined the team, 3-4 months ago?
Yeah, has it really been that long already?
It has been that long.
Time flies.
Time does fly. But he has come in crucially in those last few minutes, just absolutely taking the team where they need to go, operating the pallet jack, doing inventory. Anything that really needs to be done, Matt's on it. And that's one thing I've respected about him as I've watched him develop as a professional coffee unpacker.
Yes.
Really quick, before the game starts heating up, I just want to kind of review the team as a whole.
Yeah, let's see everything about the team here.
So obviously our free agent Ollie Evans is not going to be with us today, but like you said, today we're working with Al Lopez. We're working with the classics, Jonathan Payton, Matt Thompson. I mean, we'll get into him in a second. He deserves his own section.
Yeah.
And Harry Hutchins and, am I missing anyone? Chad Bullard.
Yeah, Chad Bullard. Yeah, Chad is waiting until it is his turn to get in there. They're going to be rotating around so they can give each other a little bit of a break there too.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. It seems that there's a little bit of confusion on the field right now.
Ooh, the tension here.
The tension is here.
I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I did hear Matt Mullins just say, and quote, the whole thing is falling apart.
Whoa.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. And that's why I'm glad you don't have headphones in like me.
Yeah.
I am directly plugged into this game in real time.
Yeah. And I did just see Al Lopez pass by with the mallet. So, you know that shiz is going down.
Shiz, yeah.
Yeah. We don't want to curse on Facebook.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah.
So, gosh, that's a little stressful for the team.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do have faith because we actually broke the 56-minute record, if I remember correctly, short-staffed, running on almost zero sleep.
Yeah.
And also, if I remember, it was raining that day.
It was. It was a very humid, muggy day, and today's beautiful.
It is a beautiful day here in Georgia.
Yeah. I am tuning into our live on Facebook just so I can kind of filter through the comments here.
Do we have any questions? So in 1 minute, an email blast is going to go out to a bunch of people on our email subscriber list. If you are not on the email subscriber list, what I can tell you right now, and let me switch to a more personal camera so I can deliver this message to you at home. The email subscriber list / newsletter is not your typical promotional newsletter. We like to have fun with it. We like to announce things that are happening on social media. So if you're one of those people that's like, oh, I'm not really into Facebook, I'm not really into that kind of stuff, that's fine. You can get the latest and greatest Alma Coffee happenings and fun creations here at the warehouse without ever having to interact with Mark Zuckerberg. And that's really exciting for me. Looks like the team stats came up again. I'm going to have to cancel that out.
All right, here we have some comments. All righty, so we got Paul Schmucker, I'm so sorry. He says he's in La Paz, Honduras.
Perfect.
And yes, Honduras does have amazing coffee. We're right there with you, Paul. We love our Honduran coffee. And may I say that, in my biased opinion, Finca Tea and Finca La Única grow the best coffee, which is what we have, is what we do. So
it is. And
if you've tried it, you know.
Yeah, and coming from someone that worked in coffee shops in college, not that makes me an expert on all things outside of Alma, but this is the best coffee I've ever had. Yeah. Truly.
Then we have Jessica Avery. She's saying, fresh coffee smell. Yes, Jessica, we love that fresh coffee smell. So, I'm drinking my freshly roasted cup of coffee right here, and then I am watching our next container of coffee get unloaded. Like, does it get better than this? I don't think it does.
I think so. We're living the life up here in Broadcast Tower.
Yeah, I think the only thing that can make this better is if I was getting like a pedicure done or something.
We can make it happen. We can make it happen. Word on the street is there might be a container tomorrow. I don't know if we'll be live streaming that one, but if we are, maybe we can set up a little pedicure station.
Yeah, that would be really cool. We can do the live stream. We can get our nails done. just relax a little bit while we see, I'm watching my husband doing a great job over there.
He's crushing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to just really quick, because I don't think we highlighted Harry appropriately.
Yeah.
Let's just pull up his stats really quick. Like I said, Harry was going to be on the forklift today, but the sack drop error percentage is only 4.2% this season. And I mean, and if you're unaware of what stat that is, we do keep up with all of our player stats. Sack drop error percentage is the likelihood that they are going to drop a sack while transporting it onto a pallet, and Harry is sitting at a comfortable 4.2%. I would bet on that, right? Like if I were a gambling man, I would say I'm going to bet on Harry not dropping a sack this game.
Yeah, I don't think he will. I mean, he has been a coffee container veteran. He's been doing it since the very start. He did our first container ever, and he's been here for every single container since. So, he knows what he's doing. I agree. It looks like the top 5 players of the game, like you said, Max is not here right now. Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, we'll forgive him this one time.
We'll forgive him. He might come to the game tomorrow if that's going to be broadcasted, but I have a good feeling that the 56-minute record is going to be beaten today.
Yeah.
Today.
All right, we got one more comment.
Okay.
Paul is saying, tell your dad I said hi. Paul, I sure will. As soon as we finish this container, I will let him know you say hello. But for anyone who has any questions, we are answering them live for you. And for anyone tuning in, we are unloading 42,000 pounds of coffee live. Everything you see behind us, everything you see on the screen, this is live, like right now, 9:18 a.m. on September 28th, 2021. All right, we got a question here from Nicole Moore.
Let's hear it.
How many bags of coffee can be packed from a container? That is a good question, Nicole. Even though I was an accountant in my past life, I would have to do some math. So let's see. Okay. Because there is what's called shrinkage from...
While you explain this, I'm going to take a picture of us for the social media.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So there is actually something called shrinkage that happens when we roast the coffee. And basically that means that there is mass lost in the coffee as it's roasting. So as much green bean as you put into the roaster is not equal to the amount of roasted coffee that you're going to get out. So depending on the type of roast, the shrinkage is going to be different. But let's say we have 152 pounds in each coffee sack. Let's say in a crazy, crazy world, we could put all 152 pounds into the roaster. On average, we're going to see about 15% shrinkage, I believe. So that's 22.8 pounds lost out of 152. So that leaves us with 129 pounds of roasted coffee that we can have from each coffee sack of green bean coffee sack that goes in. So what does this mean in terms of 12-ounce bags? Because that's what we use. So that's pounds. So there's 96 bags that can be done per 96 12-ounce bags, I think, if my math is correct, from each green bean sack. So then that times 275. We're looking at 26,400 roasted bags of coffee, which is a lot. And for those also who are wondering, do we roast all this coffee? It really depends container to container. We will sell a lot of this coffee to other roasters who really value direct trade. Anywhere around the country, we could be selling this green bean to, and they'll roast it up and put it in their bags. Some of them tag Finca Tea, sometimes they highlight it, other times they don't. So we kind of just follow their lead, whatever they want to do as their marketing plan. And then the other coffee will roast as well. So it's definitely not us roasting all of that coffee. That is a lot. It's going to be a nice mix between us selling it to other roasters and then us roasting it ourselves.
Yeah, that's a great question. If you're
question.
tuned in and you're wondering what's going on, please ask us a question, but just general overview for those people, because I know an email was sent out just only moments ago, Leticia, and we might have some people coming in from that. We are unloading a container of coffee, and this is a special event at Alma Coffee because not only is it 42,000 pounds of coffee, this is directly from the family farms in Honduras. So the last time these sacks were touched, and we won't get into the border situation right now, it was by the farm hands and and everyone down at Finca Tea, and truly a direct trade process from there to here.
It is. And what's really cool is we communicate constantly with our Finca team. So we have this big group chat, and then anytime a container comes, we'll send them videos because they want to see how it arrives on our end. You know, it's super cool to just them knowing that they've loaded it up, and then we're here on this side of things, unloading it, roasting it, and then sending it directly to you guys. So it's a really cool process, really fun story, actually. Our farm director, Marcial, shout out to Marcial.
Marcial, what's up?
He has a visa and he will come to the U.S. once to twice a year. It's been a little bit different with COVID for everyone's safety, but before COVID, it'd be once to twice a year. And last time he was here in, I believe it was late 2019 or maybe early 2020 before the pandemic started, he was actually able to be here for a container unloading. And that was a really special moment because he had never, ever, ever been on this side of things. He's always the one making sure everything's going smoothly as they're loading it up. And even before that, you know, the harvesting, the planting, all of the maintenance and the care, and then the processing, and then loading it up into that container. And then all he sees is the photos. So it was really, really cool for him to be able to be here and physically see what happens past the point that he usually sees.
Yeah. Any other questions coming in from Facebook? Looks like we
got a comment. Viva Honduras! Great coffee, awesome people.
Nice.
Oh, couldn't agree more. We love it.
All right, let me just share this to Instagram, and I will be back into my broadcasting mindset.
Yes, you go for it. Speaking of Kelley, though, a little birdie told me that you've got your passport, and you know what that means. I mean, I think we should all go to Honduras and maybe do some live streams.
Ooh.
Maybe, you know, do some fun stories, some social media action. You know, when Kelley started, the pandemic was here and it was very well alive. So we're due for a trip. We got to go.
I agree.
We got to go. Yeah.
I agree. And also, to add to this, I have actually never left the country before. So this would be my first, and I think the most special experience I could have, you know?
Yeah. It'll be a special day when we get on that flight. So I'm excited. Now that you got your passport, it's go time. We are going to start planning a trip, so hopefully we can go sometime soon.
Yeah. Maybe next week?
Next week is a little aggressive, but I think definitely sometime during this harvest season coming up. It starts in about November. And I think it would just be a great time to go. You can really see all of the stuff that happens before we get it here. You know, I think it's very important that our Finca Tea team sees what happens here on the U.S. front, and then our Alma team sees everything on the Honduras front. You know, there's so much that goes into it, and with the way that our jobs are, sometimes you only see about 50% of everything that gets done.
Right.
And that 50% is so much, but there's still that additional half that is so hard to grasp unless you're seeing it in person. I mean, guys, we have 250 workers that come and move onto the farm with us for 4 to 5 months during harvest season. They bring their families, we feed them breakfast, lunch, dinner, we house them, they have electricity, they have running showers and running plumbing, and that is just really hard to picture. I mean, can you picture 250 people hand picking coffee cherries from trees?
I can picture it, but not in a realistic sense.
Yeah, it's really tough to do. It's something that you have to see, and even, you know, it sounds like it'd be a really crazy day, and it is, but even after all that hard work, the groups get together and they play soccer and they're laughing and they're having a good time after work. And it's very much the vibe that we have here, just on a different level. You know, we all like to hang out after work, maybe grab a beer or two at Reformation. But, you know, over there, it's about enjoying, you know, the outdoors and playing with, you know, the soccer ball and all that. So it's cool. Just to see, like, it's kind of the same culture, but in just different ways.
Yeah. I'm very excited for it, Leticia. And if you're watching right now and you enjoy our social media, I'll take some of our antics down to Honduras so people can see firsthand what happens on Finca Tea. I mean, I'll be experiencing it for the first time, but I also want other people to as well. Yeah,
and funny enough, we just got a question from Irina Orellana. She's saying, Finca Territo, I would love to visit you. Do you have tours? Well, Irina, that is something that we really want to start doing. We don't have a specific time frame in mind right now because there is a global pandemic, so it's really tough to plan Who knows when this is going to really, really settle down and it'll be safe to bring people to Honduras again. But it's definitely something that is top of mind. We really want to do it. We actually have kind of a like dorm style villa blueprint of this building we want to build so everyone can have their own sleeping facility and toilets and everything. We really want it to be something where people can come and, you can choose to work on the farm if you wanted to a little bit, or we can do school trips, like agricultural departments at colleges can come and do some studies abroad programs. So, it's something that we're thinking about. It's just, unfortunately, so much planning goes into it.
Right.
And we want it to be a very well thought out trip where everything is like you land and like there's someone there to pick you up and you get to go see the Mayan ruins. It's not just about the farm, but also experiencing Honduran culture too. It's such a fun trip and really make it all encompassing so you can see a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Really quick, I just heard one of our MVPs, maybe indirectly or directly, call me out. And I just want to really quickly go over his stats if you're okay with that.
Yeah, let's do it.
So as we know, Matt is one of the younger container unpackers on the team.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Obviously, he's doing great. So we average about 8 sacks a pallet, and Matt's average is 7.9 sacks per pallet. So he's basically carrying the team on his back.
Yeah.
But like all good rookie situations, Matt really has let his head get to him. The last game, I was promised we were gonna beat the 56-minute record, right?
Oh yeah.
But unfortunately, we didn't, and a lot of that has to do with Matt. I would pull up his stats.
Way to call him out, Kelley.
Well, I heard someone say "smelly Kelley," and I just want to clarify that I'm here to cover this container unpacking and root for the alma macaws. I love our team.
Yeah.
But also, just because you're the most talented player on the team doesn't mean you don't deserve any blame for, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I do think next container we need to do a little behind the scenes so everyone can just see how dedicated Matthew is to the craft of container unloading. He probably spends like 30 minutes stretching on the floor.
Yep.
I mean, he gets in all sorts of weird positions. I try to look away sometimes. It just seems a little weird. But he's like on the floor, stretching out, getting in the mood to lift some coffee sacks.
Yep. Another player that we haven't talked about just yet is Chad. He's standing over there. He is what we like to call a container closer. So Chad is here kind of in the current moment, just kind of observing, making sure that everything's going to schedule. But in the last stages, once we get to what I like to call the fourth quarter of the container, Chad's going to come in. He's going to swap out with our most exhausted player, and he's going to finish us out strong. In the last 3 games, Chad has really been a crucial player to this team.
Oh yeah, he definitely has. He brings in the energy. He's always got his latte in hand, which was perfect because that little clip of him showed a latte in hand. And he's ready to go, just crush through some coffee sacks, come in, be a team player, and then get showered up and finish getting you those orders ready too. So shout out to Chad. Yes.
Okay, back to the main container.
Yes.
Last time we did this, I didn't write out any talking points, but I have a lot to choose from, and it also looks like we have a pretty sizable audience. So if you're listening in, we're going to continue with our sports banter as the Alma Macaws try to beat the 56-minute record. We are at 25 minutes and 26 seconds as of right now.
Yep.
JP beautifully backing up that forklift.
Oh, yeah. And for those tuning in, we're going to give a little bit of background again on exactly what is going on. So we are unloading a 20-foot container of coffee. That is 42,000 pounds of coffee. It's 275 sacks of green bean with 152 pounds in them each. So it is a really crazy day here at the Alma Roastery, but we have a ton of fun with it. And for those wondering why we are doing what we're doing, if you see inside the container, let's get to that camera there. Yep.
Container
cam.
Yep.
You'll see that we actually palletize as we go. We don't want to ship wood and air, so that is why we're actually palletizing as we go. And this makes it for a little bit of a tougher unloading, but leads to just great cost efficiency in terms of the expensive shipping costs and making sure that we're not just shipping, materials that we're not going to be using.
Right.
Shout out to Chad, Jacob Bostian. Sounds like Chad is a dynamic player. That last name sounds familiar.
Well, yeah, it seems that might be my brother in spirit. Maybe not biologically. We're not sure.
Oh, dang. Is there a little family drama
well,
we need to get
I
into?
don't want to get into it on the Facebook Live, but Jacob, I'm sorry you have to find out this way, but we are not 100% sure that you are related to us. And
Dang,
if you want to know more, we'll talk on the phone today, but let's get back to the container
Are you
unpacking.
the oldest?
I am the oldest, yeah. And the first.
Typical oldest move.
Oh, wait, look at this. Look at this. Actually, really quickly, we need to just highlight Matt Mullins once again.
That was a great clip.
That was a great clip. That's going to make it to the highlight reel on SportsCenter later. But Matt, crucial player to the team. Crucial player. Really today he's operating the pallet jack at maximum efficiency.
Yeah.
And, honestly, I wasn't expecting him to come in strong. He's been roasting nonstop outside of being, part of the unpacking team.
Yeah.
He is our head roaster, and he has been going hard in the paint, metaphorically, the last few weeks.
Well, rumor has it, Kelley, that there was one container back in the day where he was actually pallet jacking and roasting simultaneously. I mean, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Real technique there, real skill.
Wow. Let's see.
Yeah, what are some good talking points?
Some good talking points. Maybe we should, since we're having people tune in for the first time, I just want to go over the top 5 players of the game. Of course, like we said, one of them decided, and I don't want to call them out, but their name is Max Folger.
Yeah.
These 5 players that you see below really have been carrying the team this season as far as container unpacking goes, and Max isn't here, being subbed in by someone else. It's okay. But our team this season, I've been keeping up with the Macaw since I was a little kid, since 2005, and it seems like this year, finally, after years upon years of people saying we're going to go to the Super Bowl container unpacking thing, we finally have a shot this year, and that's really exciting. And you can feel the energy in the air as I transition to the forklift cam. It is truly one of those moments where you realize I'm witnessing history, or one of the greatest teams that have ever existed. Right?
Yes. Sorry. I am listening to you and listening to Matt Thompson over there.
Okay.
He is just screaming, "We love our farmers. We love our farmers."
Nice.
And I think that's just the sweetest thing, you know? Like,
so,
he is in there
again,
sweating
Matt,
it out.
MVP, number 1, of course. He chose the number. We didn't assign it to him.
Yeah.
There's only 6 or 7 players actively on the team, so he had a full range of numbers. He had to pick number 1, like not number 2, number 3, whatever. But Matt really is kind of the motivator of the team in every sense of the word, as you can see when we switch over.
Yeah.
Not only are him and Harry, knee deep in this container right now, but Matt's the one ensuring that everyone's keeping that positive mentality.
Yeah.
And that's so crucial to a team, especially in the later season.
Yeah. Legend says, Kelley, that no one has ever seen Matthew Thompson without a smile. I personally have never seen him without a smile. Have you?
I don't think, now that you say it.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it, but yeah.
Yeah, he is always smiling. I actually recall one time he actually hurt himself and was smiling as he was in pain. He is so dedicated to just bringing happiness and light to every single moment in not only his life, but also the lives of others, that he actually has a tattoo that says "smile" on his arm.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. Doesn't he have another tattoo? Well, I guess we can't talk about that on air.
Yeah, that'll be a story for him to talk about.
Yeah, maybe we can get it in the post-game interviews.
Yeah.
All right, switching back to the container cam. Really quickly, I want to highlight another key player, and one that we haven't really spent that much time talking about, at least in the latter half of the game, and that's actually Jonathan Payton.
Yeah,
now,
JP.
Jonathan, let me switch over. First of all, here's his stats at the bottom. You can see we call him JP. His name is Jonathan Payton. He doesn't have the highest deadlift average across the whole team.
That's all right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But as far as being a key player, Jonathan comes in. Usually he is what I like to call the pallet stacker, the PS. And he's ensuring that the pallets are ready. There's no loose nails. and that the team on the container can handle everything that's about to come their way. Today, that's Al, another key player that I'm sure we'll get into later.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that Jonathan was able to switch so freely between positions. I mean...
Yeah, he's just very versatile. He's willing to be a team player, do whatever it takes to get the job done. But you know who we haven't shouted out?
Who?
Is the fulfillment crew.
Wow.
So we've got Ashlyn Lewis,
Yeah.
Paula, and Maggie, who is our newest team member,
Yep.
and they are holding down everything on the fulfillment side. So, guys, as we're unloading 42,000 pounds, we're still getting your orders out, which is crazy. Matt Mullins came in early to make sure that enough was roasted so they can continue bagging and shipping out.
Yep.
And then Maggie's actually our newest team player here. She is actually going to be helping with the cafe pop-up. So come in Monday through Friday, 9 to 3, and you might see her smiling face too.
Yeah, and I'll be sure to make one of my classic green screen intro videos.
Oh, yeah. This is her third day. So, we love to just throw people into the chaos. That's kind of what we do here. Every single day is going to be different. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. You're never going to have a boring day here at Alma. And so it's her third day working with us. And look, already unloading a container.
Wow.
How crazy is that?
Crazy. I mean, it sounds like my first week in a sense. Wasn't there a container then? Probably not. No, I'm thinking of Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love to keep people on their toes, It's comfy.
Yeah. Luckily, my position with the Alma Macaw team, even though, I did, as you know, I played coffee container unpacking in high school, but unfortunately, due to a leg injury, I was not able to take my college scholarship for unpacking.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
And, I saw my value as a sports commentator.
Yeah.
So I got my degree in mass communications and sports broadcasting. And that's what landed me in this job that I have here now.
Correct.
But I do dream, and I'm sure if you have kids at home watching this, everyone wants to be a container unpacker. It is such a thrilling, exciting sport.
It is, yeah.
And, you look at people like Matt Thompson and you say, wow, what a guy. I mean, like, really a man built like a Hercules. But also...
He's going to love that quote, by the way.
Yeah. Invaluable to the team in many senses. If you're tuning in, too, we do have lots of banter, of course, but... we want to answer questions as well. If you've never seen a container unpacking, if you just got an email from Alma Coffee and you're at work and you're like, oh, I guess I'll click on this link. What is this?
Been there, done that.
We are unloading 42,000 pounds of coffee in real time. You'll hear the team behind us. We're about halfway through right now, although we're very quickly nearing the previous record. So I'm a little nervous about that, but
considering all of the obstacles we've seen this morning, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed.
I am too.
Harry wasn't even dressed appropriately to unload this container, but he's just making it happen. So, gotta love it.
And this is, and I said this at the beginning of the broadcast, but I'm going to reiterate myself here. This is directly from our family farms. And that's what makes part of this game so exciting, is that not only are we trying to beat a previous record, but we know that all of these burlap sacks that you see were part of Finca Tea, and they were packed at Finca Tea. And that container, let me switch over to the container cam, that you now see Matt and Harry in, the last time it was closed was at Finca Tea, right?
Exactly. Yep. So it's really cool. Coffee is something that is really hard to trace. So there's no serial number on it. You can't necessarily know exactly where the coffee's from, other than the coffee sack that you see on the outside that'll say the origin and the harvest year.
Right.
So a way that we ensure that no one is messing with the coffee once we put it in the container, even though it is driven to the port with armed guards, because, coffee being the second largest traded commodity in the world, you can probably imagine how wanted it is. So yes, there are containers that get stolen sometimes. So that is why we actually transport it with armed guards. And then we lock it from the farm with a special lock. And then we send the serial number to ourselves here. So once the container arrives, we always look at the serial number and make sure that the lock wasn't tampered with. And that is the way we know that 100% no one has messed with the coffee. You know, the lock has been untampered with and the serial numbers match up.
Wow.
And that is how we know. But there's lots of times where, you could be unfortunate enough to have a container stolen off the road. And then the coffee just gets ripped open, mixed around with other coffee, and just goes onto the local market or goes into just commodity grade coffee that you might find, you know, in instant coffee or maybe at your local grocery store.
Wow. You know, and I've been covering this sport with you this entire season. You've been a great co-host.
Well, thank you.
But I learned something new every game. I did not know that was an issue that we dealt with and that we prevent too. I was completely unaware of that. That's exciting.
Actually, gotta love that format, Mullins. There's a lot of crazy things that happen down at Origin. You know, we love Honduras, but it is a third world country. You know, when we take our trips down there, we make sure that safety is the number one priority. And we make sure that it's an experience where you don't encounter any scary... Yes.
There we go.
Where you don't encounter any, you know, scary situations. But there's a lot of funny business that can happen with coffee. For example... So at the beginning of this year, we actually fully set up our own export facility. This was a monumental moment for us because it was the one piece that was missing, because you need very expensive equipment. We have optical eye sorters, we have volume sorters, all of these sorters to make sure that the coffee is export ready and to the quality that we require here at Alma.
Right.
So before we had set that up ourselves, because it's a very complicated process to get that licensing. We had to get equipment in from Germany, Italy, Brazil, had to have specialists come in and install it. So it was a very, very long and tedious process. So before that, we actually outsourced that one part. However, we would always have to make sure that we were on top of it, because it is, you know, we never had this situation happen to us, but it is not unheard of for exporters to actually take a little bit of coffee from each sack until they make up, you know, like 5 to 10 sacks of their own.
Wow.
And they start chipping away at your stock so they can have extra stock on the back end.
That is crazy.
Or they sort out unnecessary stuff so they can keep it and resell it on the local market. You know, and you hear these stories and you think, oh my gosh, so crooked. Like, why would someone do that? And it is, but a lot of times it is out of necessity. You know, these countries are so poor that this is the way they find that they can feed their children, that they can put shoes on their feet. So, you know, we understand that too, but at the same time, we don't want anyone messing with our coffee. So we are, you know, 100% in control of every single step of the process, from planting the seed all the way to shipping it out to your door.
Nice.
And that's something that we're really proud of.
Yeah. Cool. We got some new people in the chat, looks like.
Yes. We got some new viewers. Lots of just commending us for all the awesome stuff going on. But we are here to answer any questions. If you guys have any questions about the coffee that we have here, the farming process, the unloading process, the roasting process, the packing process, guys, we do it all from farm to cup, seed to cup, you know, everything. So we are here to answer your questions. It's a great time. We are live. You have our full attention.
Yep.
So we can answer any questions you may have.
And we're very quickly nearing the 56-minute mark. And again, you know, last game I was a bit of a pessimist, and that might have tampered with our results a little bit.
Yeah.
But by the looks of it, and you know, I've been covering coffee container unpacking my entire career. I don't think we're going to hit 56 minutes today, and only because one thing.
Yeah.
That's one of our key players. Let me actually bring up our top 5 players. Is actually out for the count today, and as you know, coffee unpacking is a team sport. But when you have someone like Max Folger just, you know, back out for college. You know,
that's the story we've been told.
The story we've been told. I don't want to say he's lying, but you know, where is he? It's the Alma Macaws really are trying to hit this 56-minute mark. But if you're tuning in, that is the goal today. 56 minutes, or really under an hour would be nice. But 56 minutes is the from what I know, the fastest we've ever unloaded a container of 42,000 pounds of coffee. But today, maybe we'll get there. Like I said, Chad could come in crucially. And really flip the table at the end, metaphorically, to get us over that threshold that we need. But really kind of looking at the optics right now, I just want to say I love the macaws, but it's probably going to be a next game situation.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we got a new question in. Who brings your coffee in? From Trisha Smith. Great question, Trisha. So we export and then we import. We do work with a company here, U.S. side, that helps us file paperwork and then work with, when the coffee is going to get released, if there's an inspection, or getting the trucking company to go get it. But we do all the importing and exporting. They are simply there just to help with communication, because sometimes it can be really hard to get a hold of government entities. As I'm sure you've probably had a USPS package get lost once, and you try calling them and it's just ring, 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 no answer. So they just kind of help with that communication aspect. But we do the importing ourselves, which is pretty crazy. Harry Hutchins himself in the container. Yeah. You can ask him any day he's really stressed out. It's probably because of a container situation.
Yeah. And usually when I hear the news that a container has been delayed, I stay 30 feet away from Harry at all times.
I stay behind Kelley when that happens, just because it's unfortunate. There's not much you can do if a container is delayed for whatever reason, but it's 42,000 pounds of coffee. Yep. And it's not something that we can just snap our fingers and make again. If it's gone, or if it's, tampered with or something, then it's gone.
Yep.
There's nothing we can do about it. So crossing our fingers, we've never had like a very crazy situation like that where anything has been damaged, but we're well aware that's kind of the risk that we're taking. Guys, I read this story that really freaked me out too. So there was a container ship that hit some really heavy storms, and like 1,000 containers fell off of it into the ocean, and they were never recovered. And I've been knocking on wood, crossing my fingers that never happens to us, because that would be a horrible day. But there's literally nothing you can do about it. Yeah.
I mean, maybe we could invest in a submarine, but at that point the coffee is not going to be safe.
Yeah, it's kind of the risk you take, though. You don't get a say as to where your container is on the ship. They have tens of thousands of containers. If you haven't seen a YouTube video on these container ships, you should. It's going to blow your mind. I think, if I recall correctly, they can fit like 30,000 containers on a ship, and some are inside, some are outside. But if yours is just the unlucky one that's like on the outer edge, top layer, and you hit a really bad wave or a really bad storm, it is not unheard of for that container to fly off the boat and into the water, and they're not stopping that boat.
No.
Yeah, they're not recovering that container. It's just lost at sea.
Yep. Back to Matt Mullins really quick.
Yes.
Just crazy form.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy form.
Love it.
I can't believe that we were able to recruit him to the Macaws. It really is a testament to where this team is going.
Yeah.
Matt Mullins, he's been a roaster for 15 years?
Yeah, he's been in coffee for 19 years.
19
years of experience in coffee, which is insane.
That is absolutely insane. And today, just crushing the pallet jack game as our team is nearing the end of this container. We're at 44 minutes and 43 seconds right now. We got about 12 minutes left before we hit that threshold that we don't want to hit. And just from the looks optically, I can't see that well.
Yeah.
It seems like we're kind of 3/4 of the way in. So sports analogy here, we're in the third period.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for the Macaws once again, but I also am expecting that it's going to take another game for us to get where we need to get.
I feel ya. And Trisha commented saying, shout out to the truckers who bring in the precious goods. Absolutely. We love our truck drivers. Yeah. They are so caring, and they just love coming here because we're going to hook them up with coffee. You know it.
We are.
And they're just so kind enough. I mean, today our truck driver's name is Matt, so now we have 3 Matts in the building today. But he's been up since like 3 a.m. because he has to get to Savannah, load up that container, get in the car, and then bring it over here to North Georgia by 8:30.
Crazy.
So, yeah, it's been a long day for him, a long morning for him, but we're caffeinating him up. We bought him breakfast, and we're just super thankful that he made the trip here.
I agree. Did he actually enjoy some Alma coffee? I wasn't aware.
He did. Yes, we did Chick-fil-A for breakfast today.
Nice.
So we got him a little chicken biscuit, and he loved that, and then a cup of coffee, of course.
Nice.
And I think he's just hanging out in the cafe until we finish up.
Love it. All right, switching back to the container cam. Really quick, though, while we have a second to breathe, because we're about to get into the tense, what I like to call it the tense 10, the 10 minutes before 56. So, well, actually, we are in the 10. We're in the tense 10 right now. I just want to review really quick the players on the field. We have not talked about Al. We should probably mention him. And Ollie Evans was a free agent that we hired on. Unfortunately, could not make it. Something to do with a back pop or something. I'm not 100% sure what was happening there. But who was that?
A little camera obstacle.
That's a felony.
Yeah.
Al Lopez, let's talk about him really quick.
Yeah, let's talk about him.
He just got back, and he is evading the broadcast cameras. I wish we could spy on him a little better.
We'll catch him in a second.
Yeah, he's going to come into the bottom left in just a second, I imagine. But Al is back from what I think was a 2-week trip to Mexico.
Yes, so he was in Mexico visiting some good family friends with my mom and my sister. There he is.
There he is. Let's see.
But he made it back in time for this container unloading, and we're just so excited to have him. For these are really surreal moments. You know, he grew up in the coffee farms, picking coffee cherries for fun, running through the fields, and, you know, being born and raised on that side of things, and then now as an adult being here and just seeing where Alma has grown and seeing how much coffee we're bringing in and how we're really helping farmers down at origin. I mean, lots of the farmers that we have Alma adoption partnerships with are actually his childhood friends.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you know, it's so surreal for him, and that is why you'll see him constantly taking photos and videos, because he just can't believe it, and he wants to reminisce on these moments all the time. Yeah. So it's cool.
And Al, we love you, so.
Yeah.
Keep being Al.
Oh, yeah. Keep doing you.
Yep. All right, so it looks like Harry is taking a little bit of a water break.
Yes.
We are at 40.
And it looks like Chad's actually in the container now.
So
he's come in to close this game out.
Yep. And Chad, you know, we had mentioned him earlier, a crucial player to the team as a closer. He does come in. He has, like I said, some of the lowest stats objectively. But when it comes to that last minute, you know, some call it the 7th inning or the 9th inning closer, fourth quarter closer, whatever you want to call it, whatever analogy works for you. Chad is the guy that comes in when everyone's too tired, when the team says, you know, why don't we try again next time? Yeah. Chad says, no,
we're finishing this today.
We're doing this right now.
Yeah. And so for those just tuning in too, we are unloading 42,000 pounds of coffee this morning. We unload ourselves unpalletized, so we palletize as we go. There's 275 coffee sacks in that container, each of them weighing 152 pounds. And fun fact, we actually get 2 hours free to unload. We have been able to beat that mark every single container.
Oh yeah, that's child's play for us.
Yeah, not a big deal. But you know, the first container, we were really nervous. We were like, 2 hours? 2 hours is all we get? And then they start charging us extra. So we were very, very adamant. Like, we got to be under the 2 hours. And it's just so surreal that we've been able to beat our record time and time again. And our record right now is 56 minutes. 42,000 pounds, 56 minutes. What?
56 minutes. We are at, actually right now, if you're tuning in too, we're at 49 minutes. If you've been with us the whole time, you know. But we have covered these 5 key players, one of which is not here. It might cost the team an L today. But Matthew Thompson, Harry Hutchins, Matt Mullins, Jonathan Payton, and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. Chad Bullard.
Yes.
The 5 key players of this game really helping us. I am going to project we'll be under an hour 10 easily. But as far as beating 56, you know, we need the whole team here. We need Max Folger here. Wherever he's at, wherever you're at, Max, you're kind of letting the team down. Matt's been crying all morning, Matthew Thompson, when he found out that you would not be coming because you had a test in college. But it's okay. But like I said, key players. I just want to review really quick Harry, another key player. He is still in the container. Chad did swap out with Matthew Thompson. But Harry is coming in crucially again. He usually operates forklift, but today he said, I'm going to carry the team on my back single-handedly. Got in the container and is loading it up himself. Gloves on and everything. I mean, truly a professional unpacker if I've ever seen one.
I might be biased because he's my husband, but he's been crushing it. He's been in the container the whole time.
Look at him right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like loading up a pallet.
I know him. He got frustrated that, the pallet wasn't there fast enough. So he jumped out, grabbed it. Now he's going to jump back in there.
Look at this.
And, load it up. So that's super cool to see.
Yeah. Gosh. Probably one of my favorite players on the squad, though.
Yeah.
I'm a little biased because JP, I've been watching him since I was a kid, which brings me to another talking point that I have on my talking point sheet. There's some rumors that, JP's got 3 kids. He's won, several container unpacking Super Bowl championships.
He has.
And people are saying, what if he retires? And I haven't heard him personally say that, and I don't think he will.
No,
but
that's
see
straight
him,
rumor.
Straight rumor. When you see him operating the forklift, and we'll see if I can get some good action shots of him coming in. I mean, closing in on these forks on that pallet that Harry laid out. You stop and think, this man is far from retirement. He's just beginning.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, JP... He was born to be in coffee,
Yep.
He is a very ritual guy. Every single morning comes in and he makes his pour over, and he really takes his time and he sips on it and enjoys it and goes through his emails. And I really appreciate that, because in a world where I tend to be go, 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 and I'm just like, whatever coffee's there, just give it to me.
Yep.
He always takes that intentional time for himself. And that's something that inspires me to take more time for myself in the morning.
Wow. I do not take time for myself, so maybe I should start observing JP.
Start observing JP, yeah.
Again, I'm going to pull up his stats at the bottom just so the viewers at home can see.
For sure.
I mean, really just a crucial player. 44 assists in the 2021 season. Hold on. I need to see that again because I don't know exactly how many containers he's unpacked in his entire career.
Yeah, let's see.
Hold up. Let me transition. Gosh.
There we go.
It says 41 containers across the lifetime of playing coffee container unpacking.
Wow. That is impressive.
Yeah.
That
now,
is very
Harry's
impressive.
not far behind him. Let me see. I forgot what his total was. 92 containers.
Dang.
Harry's a lot younger than JP, but his love for the sport is obviously a little greater. Not that it's competitive, but Harry is kind of... He doesn't stop. I mean, it's all day coffee container unpacking.
Yeah. And it's constant coffee container planning, coffee container coordination, making sure it's getting here, and then, the love for the sport, of course.
Yes.
So.
And this is really, quickly becoming one of the favored, people say apple pie in baseball is American, but in my opinion, drinking coffee at 9:59 in the morning and live broadcasting a coffee container is about as American as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I love to do. I know it's what you love to do, what everyone here loves to do, and everyone loves to watch it too. We really need to see how we can get this to the Olympic Games.
Yeah, I mean, I filled out the application form, but it started asking for social security information and our tax info.
Yeah,
and
you don't want to give that over the internet.
No, I don't. So I decided maybe when's the next Summer Olympics?
That is a good question.
I guess
I'm
it's
not
a long
sure.
time from now.
Yeah, because it was this past summer. So, I don't know. COVID has screwed everything up. I don't know if they're now changing and accelerating everything a year, or if it's going to go back to its regular schedule, because I believe it's every 4 years, right?
Yeah.
If
every
we
4 years.
had the coffee container games at the Olympics, we'd be much better versed on this.
I think we would.
Yeah,
I think we would. I mean, they have skateboarding. Come on, it's not even a sport.
So we're nearing the 56-minute mark. We're about to hit 55 minutes. How are we looking inside that container? Let's see.
Let's switch over. We got at least 3 walls of sacks back there, and I don't want to be the one to say it, but it looks like 56 minutes, 32 seconds is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like I said last time, unless the Magic Macaw, the mascot of Alma Coffee, flies down with a group of macaws, and there's a macaw per sack, so we're talking at least 20 macaws comes in, and each one picks up a sack and magically transports it to the pallet and puts it in the correct lot. I don't think we're breaking the record today, y'all.
Right. Yeah, no. I feel you on that. I think it's unfortunate, but we had a lot of obstacles this morning, so we're doing just great for all of that. But I will say, if a magic macaw did come down, it gives me a lot of memories towards Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah.
Or no,
was that a macaw?
It was Chamber of Secrets. It was a phoenix that brought the sword, the Gryffindor sword.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's just what we need, is a magical macaw to bring its magical powers and just make coffee container unloading a breeze.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Well, I mean, we are nearing the holiday season, so maybe the next time we unload, we'll get a magical macaw. You know what they say about magical macaws? They only come out during Christmas time.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I thought they only came out during coffee container unloading, but I've yet to see one, so
Yeah.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw one time. Once, no
well,
big
we are
deal.
2 seconds away from not beating our mark, and there we go.
There we go.
Did not beat the record. Sad day, sad moment, but we're going to be okay.
Yeah, just to transition to the broadcaster view, because the people that are in here, I'm sorry, you might be a little disappointed, but the Alma Macaws really are a phenomenal team, regardless of if we beat our previous record or not.
Right.
And like I said today, we might beat what we had last time, which was an hour 10. But regardless, when you have a key player that backs out and lets the team down, it's kind of hard to really pick up the pieces of the shattered team after that. And we're talking about Max Folger, of course, not to be subtle here. But the team and the container and the action, this is why I get up every morning, Leticia. This is really why I brush my teeth, because normally I don't, but I don't want to talk, for an hour next to you with no brushed teeth. So
please don't. That would not be fun.
Yeah. So again, thank everyone for tuning in. We're going to still broadcast the action in real time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because there's lots of excitement here, even if we're not beating 56 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to close this game out.
Yeah. It sounds like you need some coffee.
I know. So I made the mistake of bringing this little cup, and I finished it already. But let me tell you, getting up to this booth was not easy. I don't love ladders, and it's not that I have a fear of heights. I just have a fear of not being in control. And ladders kind of just are too wobbly for my liking.
Yeah.
So I am not about to dare go down to just come back up. So I will wait until we finish this container unloading.
Well, I just want to go ahead and thank you for joining me up here.
Of
I know
course.
that was a terrifying journey up the ladder for you.
It was definitely something that was harder than I thought it would. I saw you climbing up and down the ladder like so flawlessly, so easily. And I think it's your rock climbing skills at play.
Yeah.
I don't have those. So for me, as soon as I took the first step, I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, there's the air compressor in real time. Sorry if you're, this is the first time it's gone off today.
Yeah.
And I expected it a little bit, but not as loud as it is.
Yeah, it's a little unsettling. The floor is shaking under us.
Yeah, it feels like we're going through a Cat 1 earthquake right now. Very crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Also, looks like we have some people joining. The air compressor will turn off momentarily, but
it will.
Unfortunately, the Alma Macaws did not beat their record, and that's okay, because teamwork does make the dream work.
It does.
What they learn in this game will carry them into the next container unpacking, which might happen tomorrow.
Fingers crossed. All goes smoothly. It will happen tomorrow.
Yep. You think we'll be broadcasting? I don't know. I've got, obviously this is my most important job is live broadcasting, but I do have some stuff I need to get done, and this takes a lot out of me.
It does. Guys, broadcasting these container games is a whole day setup. Kelley has been setting up since afternoon yesterday, and he'll be tearing everything down well past the afternoon today. There goes the air compressor. Thank goodness.
Yep.
So we will see if tomorrow we do a little live broadcast, or maybe we just do a few little updates here and there, since we were able to do it today. Yeah.
Do you know if Max will be joining the team?
He will. He will be back from his college classes.
Good.
And he'll be back to the game.
Perfect. Yeah. As you can see, Max, one of the top 5 players on the Alma Macaws, and he does really kind of carry the team in some ways whenever Matt slips up. Not Matt Mullins, because he's perfect. Matthew Thompson. And so we have missed Max a little bit here. But surely maybe tomorrow he'll come in and help carry the team to beat that 56-minute record that we couldn't hit today.
I think it'll be great timing because, 2 back-to-back containers is a lot.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of these guys are going to be sore. They're probably going to be, a little bit tired. And Max will come in with just like the fresh set of, eyes and viewpoint, and he'll be ready to tackle that container.
Yeah. Maybe it's a macabre blessing in disguise.
You never know.
That Max couldn't make it today because he had to take a test. But maybe tomorrow, like you said, and hold on, we got a good action shot here. If you haven't seen Matt Mullen's pallet jacking before, you are in for a treat there. I mean, it is truly one of those feats of human biology that you stop and think, wow, how can someone physically do that so well?
Correct, yeah. And if you're wondering how we're going to store all this coffee, then we're right there with you. Harry has been doing a lot of mental math and I don't even know, geometry. Does anyone even remember anything from geometry?
Not really.
I don't. But of course, Harry's bringing it out of the grave and using some geometry to kind of figure out exactly how we're going to store all of this coffee.
Yep.
So he has this diagram and he knows exactly where everything's going to go, but it's going to be a tight fit. For all of you that live locally, I encourage you to come in and just see how full our warehouse is going to be. Dare I say, we're running out of room.
Yeah.
And it is abnormal, better said, abnormal,
yeah,
that we have so much coffee all at once. And again, who knows what next year is going to do. We're going to try to space it out a little bit differently so we're not so full like we will be after this week. But I encourage you to come in and see it for yourself. It's going to be a very unique experience.
Yeah. I'm personally excited, and I maybe shouldn't be telling you this since you are my boss and also the HR department. Max and I pre-agreed last time that we had this much coffee that we would be having a private Nerf war.
Wow.
So, Max and I invested in some Nerf guns, and we are going to come here at 2 a.m. in the morning just, listen to Crazy Frog on the speakers and have a blast. It's going to be...
Hey, as long as you're at work on time, you do you. I will say, I think it's going to be so packed you may not even be able to play your Nerf war. Yeah. We had to actually take some stuff. We used the back of our warehouse for storage. We had to move some stuff out just knowing that we weren't going to be able to get to it when the coffee is here. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. And again, gosh, I can just not get over this Matt Mullen's form here.
That technique is impressive.
Yeah, I'm going to just pull up his stats really quick because I honestly forgot how much he deadlifts. I did ask him, and it didn't seem like he was exaggerating, so that's good.
I think I had a conversation with him about just his workout routine, and he was like, I just knock out 100 burpees a day. And I was like,
what's a burpee?
100 burpees? A burpee's where you jump up and then do a push-up on the ground.
Wow,
and then
really?
You jump back up. Those are not fun.
No.
Anytime I do a workout and they're burpee time, I'm like, this is the time I leave. I least favorite workout by far. And he's like, I just knock out 100 a day.
Casually?
Casual. Just that's some endurance.
Yeah. And I guess we're not getting that many questions, and
I think all the questions happened a little earlier in the live stream.
Yeah, during
we are
the excitement.
coming towards the end.
Yeah. What's your prediction? What do you think we're going to land based on the footage you're seeing right now?
Okay, so it's tough to see based on this camera, and I can't really see from this angle in person.
Yeah.
But I would say we're nearing the end, maybe 10 to 15 minutes more.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what my assumption would be.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm still going to stick with hour 10.
Okay.
Because, unfortunately, I'm the bad cop, you're the good cop in these live broadcast situations.
Yeah.
And I was a bit of a pessimist about when we were about 20 minutes away from almost beating the record. I said, I don't think it's going to happen today. And you said, Kelley, you need to be more optimistic. And I said, okay. I'm hearing some cheering, though. I don't know if you're picking up on that.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to get the energy up. We're at the very tail end. Everyone's pretty tired. We're probably, 250 sacks in.
Wow.
So that is a lot of weight.
Wow.
Combined, these guys will be unloading 42,000 pounds.
Wow. That's absolutely incredible.
That's no just easy breezy workout of the day. This is like an intense workout of the day.
Yeah.
So, we're excited to see where we end up today. For those just tuning in, we are unloading our container live. 42,000 pounds of coffee that we get in a 20-foot container. We palletize as we go, which is really crazy, you guys. I see Harry's in there. You can see a little bit like when the lighting adjusts.
Yeah.
But, it's been fun, guys.
It has.
Yeah.
It has. And it's, also if you're tuning in, we didn't beat our record, but again, we already went down this entire talking point, but I'm very proud to call the Alma Macaws my home team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Harry has been a crucial player this game.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say it to him. Not only did he get us Chick-fil-A before the game started, which is, not related to the game, but that's a morale boost that we all needed.
Oh, yeah.
But he decided last minute to call an audible, change the team strategy, and instead of operating the forklift, he put one of our veteran players, Jonathan Payton, on the forklift and got in the container by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Truly.
Yeah, he wasn't planning for this. No. So, just went with the flow. He pivoted as we do, here at Alma, and we're getting it done. We are getting it done. So I love it. In the back over there, you can see Paula just passed by. And actually, that is my mom also, Leticia. She is helping with the boxes. Guys, sometimes it's the small things you don't think about, right? So we're really fortunate that our families come in and they help with those things, like making boxes, pre-labeling bags, things that really help us get ahead of the game. Because in the regular fulfillment game, every single box has to be hand taped together. It doesn't just magically come taped up.
No.
And that takes time. So we're really fortunate that they come in and help us out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And also shout out not just to your mom and your dad, which are both incredible people.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, we're getting close to the end.
We're heating up a little bit.
Yeah. We're getting close to the end when Matthew Thompson starts screaming like that.
This is where he really comes out. We do have Chad as a closer, but Matt does. Once he feels it, Matt comes in and just takes the team on his back to that last pallet. And he, right now, that's who you're hearing in the background. You're hearing Al, you're hearing Matt. Not hearing JP, but that's okay. He's on the forklift. And they are probably, if I can imagine, on that last wall. That's what the hype is all about.
Yep. So I think you're going to be dead on with the 110, it sounds like. Based on just the morale boost I'm hearing, the energy from the container, it looks like that 110 mark is going to be that sweet spot.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to log this time so I can put it at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
If you are here, too, you might want to join us in a second. We'll have post-game interviews with our reporter on the ground, Ashlyn Lewis.
Yep.
She'll be talking to each player and kind of, getting a firsthand account of where they think the team's going into the next container and if we are really on a trajectory to beat that 56-minute mark, at least in 2021, I mean.
Mm-hmm. Well, we did make that mark in 2021, so, the goal of beating it, with it being so aggressive of a goal or of a time already, I think is difficult. But maybe in 2022, by that time, who knows where the Alma Container Unloading team is going to be.
Yeah, we might pick up some more free agents along the way, or even recruit them onto the team full time. Who knows?
Correct, yeah. You just never know. It's always something new with the Alma Container games.
Yeah. And fortunately for us, and there you can see Matt Thompson's stats coming up once again. I mean, he really is one of the MVPs, not the MVP. Don't misquote me there. But as you know, if I hadn't injured myself in a coffee container unpacking game in high school when I used to play, I'd be in the container myself. But you and I, our duty is up here in the broadcasting station, covering the live action, play-by-play, giving you that perspective that maybe you might not get if you were here in person.
Right.
And trying to bring it to you at home. So we are glad to be the broadcasters here. I love being a broadcaster. I don't know about you.
Oh, I mean, I love it. It's something I look forward to the most because I feel like it's hard for me to contribute in the container games. I've never been a sporty person. Right. But being able to commentate and just give them the highlights and all the credit for the hard work that they're doing, I love it. Yeah. It's a great way to be a part of everything.
Yeah, and I don't want to toot our own horn here, but without us, there wouldn't be a team. But I don't want to say it, but yeah.
Yeah. So Anyway, guys, we are so happy to have you join us. Any questions you have us live for the next few minutes until we wrap up here. So any questions about farming, roasting, coffee container unloading, anything coffee or anything Kelley's personal life, shoot it off in the comments.
Yeah. And if Jacob, if you're still in the chat, my brother joined the chat earlier, and you do want to have that conversation about, who your real dad is, make sure that you just text me. Don't be scared. We can have this conversation. You're 21 now. It's time for you to know. But if he's not in the chat, I will not tell him this time. I'm going to push it off as long as I can. I don't want to have that conversation.
Yeah. Poor Jacob hearing about this via a live stream.
It's okay. It's pretty much how I found out, too. All right. So let's see. It looks like from the looks of it, they still have, I'd say, maybe 2 or 3 pallets.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. I think it might be closer to your mark. I mean, I said a minute 10.
Yeah. And, based on the morale, I was thinking we were a lot closer. But then as I just saw the light kind of break into the container, it does look like we have another 5 to 10 minutes in there. But look at the form on those pallets. I mean, the coffee stacks are lined up beautifully. Yep. They're stacked great. I mean, that's just a testament to the amount of effort that they're putting in and how they really care about the coffee.
Yep. And, of course, operated by Jonathan Payton, who is usually one of the pallet stackers, but today is taking on the forklift. And Matt Mullins, again, and, I've been highlighting him all game, and that's really because he's a crucial player.
Yeah.
He comes in from beginning to end, pallet jacking away, and he's only had, I can't see it on here, he's only really unloaded a few coffee containers, but his stats are equivalent to the veterans like Harry and JP and Al. It's really incredible.
Yeah. I guess that's what happens when you have 19 years of coffee experience. Nothing in the realm of coffee surprises you anymore. No. And, that just is a testament to his amazing pallet jacking skills.
I agree. I agree. So it looks like we're getting close. You can hear the team getting hyped up right now. Of course, this game wouldn't be possible without some of our key players. Matthew Thompson, Harry Hutchins, Matt Mullins, Jonathan Payton, Max Folger, not here, but it's okay. And all of these players combined are really kind of pushing us forward. We did not hit the 56-minute mark as expected. That is okay. That is part of the game. That's part of the sport, part of the drama. That's why we tune in every time there's a container, because it's exciting. But again, the lesson we learned today is if you're on a team, don't leave your team behind, Max Folger. So it's an important lesson. I learned it when I was 4 years old. I guess Max is going to learn it when he's 26, but it's okay.
He'll be back tomorrow.
And Leticia and I, if you want to look into this camera really quick, we are up on the official Alma Coffee Container announcer booth, elevated above the peasants on the ground. And really just enjoying. I still have coffee left. It looks like you ran out of coffee.
I did. I ran out like halfway through this live stream, and it was really poor planning on my part because I'm not about to get back down just to get coffee. Yep. I'm going to wait until this live stream is over. Just getting up was difficult enough. I can't even think about how I'm going to get down, so we'll see.
Well, it won't be live stream, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We are getting close.
Yeah, we're getting close.
But this might be the last pallet because that was quite like a temper tantrum kind of celebration.
I wish I could have captured that magic for you at home. I didn't switch the camera fast enough. Next time my intern Marissa will maybe be here switching the camera for me, so I don't have to worry about that. But it does appear that we are at the very least 2 pallets away.
Right.
Or maybe 3. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Next time I'm going to have to get some lighting in there for us so we can see a little better. Yeah, we need
one of those light boxes that we have in there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll clip it onto the side of the container or something.
And I do want to say that we did potentially have drone live streaming from a drone that was going to happen, and last minute, just we couldn't figure it out. But next time you tune in, which might be tomorrow, it might be 2 weeks from now, if you're on our email newsletter, you'll get notified. If you follow us on Facebook, you'll get notified. But potentially some aerial shots, what they like to call sky cam, and I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
So Al and JP at the bottom, Jonathan, again, coming in crucially. We are about at a minute 15. The team morale, I mean, Matt is really excited right now. But JP and Chad really carrying the team right now.
Yeah.
Chad, number 77, of course, because that's his favorite year in American history. That's what he told me.
Ooh.
So I don't know why. I might have to ask him that later.
Yeah, what happened in 77?
I don't know if he's talking about 1977,
or
1877, or 1777,
yeah,
like so many, or 1677 for all we know.
Or it could have been like 77 BC, you know?
I mean, yeah, seriously, there's so many 77s that could have happened.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to know which 77?
Yeah.
Al is hyping the team up coming in. So Al is essentially the Tom Brady of the team. I wouldn't even say that. I think Al is the Brett Favre of the team.
I know Tom Brady, but I don't know Brett Favre, you said?
Yeah, so Brett Favre is one of the older players in the NFL and has hinted at retirement for years, but, you know, he won't stop until he wins a Super Bowl. I think he has won a Super Bowl, but Al's kind of in the same headspace, except he's already won many Super Bowls in some ways. So he's really just here for the love of the sport.
Oh, yeah. There definitely is a love to the sport. You know, we love to watch it and then watch replays and then definitely commentate on it, such as today.
Yeah, and if you don't follow us on social media, follow us on Facebook or Instagram. I will be uploading some highlight reels. I will also be uploading this to our YouTube channel later, so you can catch the full game. If you missed it, it's almost like if you had TiVo, except without paying for it.
Yeah.
So
our YouTube is a ton of fun, guys. We post a lot of really cool things on there. We've actually started doing audio and visual recordings of our blog posts, which is a new thing that we're doing. Yep. And that's been really exciting because we just sit down over a cup of coffee and have a great conversation about really cool coffee topics. And you should definitely tune in and watch those.
Yeah, and that's normally broadcasted Friday mornings. Yeah, live on Facebook too.
If Kelley's on his game properly, it'll be out Friday morning.
I'll be on my game. Don't worry. Don't worry. Last Friday I was figuring it out. It was our pilot episode.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks like we are getting some viewers in here. I'm gonna switch to container cam.
Yeah, I just heard we are on the last three pallets, you guys. Last three. So
wow.
That is insane.
Although we are far from our what should have been a record, the energy right now is palpable in the air. I feel the positivity. I feel what we like to call altitude here.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I just am excited that I've been able, I mean, this is the first time we've been up here in the broadcasting booth, but we're able to capture this action in real time, seamlessly between multiple cameras. And really, you can kind of get a firsthand account for the excitement of where your coffee is coming from here at Alma.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is the third of the last three containers, the last three pallets. Yeah. I need that second cup of coffee.
Yeah, we're kind of stuck up here. That's part of the problem. We can't get down. It's
the only flaw of the commentating booth. Yeah, but it's okay.
How do they do it in like normal sports commentating? Because like
I think they have assistants.
You think they have like a what's it called? A catheter that they just...
That'd be really gross.
Yeah. But we wouldn't know because, I mean...
We wouldn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, they must have like a small bathroom there or something. Yeah. You know, when you have a bigger budget, you know, you can have those perks. We're getting there. We're slowly upgrading. You know, if you've seen our Alma Action News, that recently got a big upgrade. Yep. So we'll have to slowly start updating our commentator booth as well. Yeah. All right. So this is the third to last pallet.
In real time right now.
In real time. You guys are about to see us close out this container. We probably got a good 5 minutes left in the game. 2 pallets left. The crowd is getting just wild. Just absolutely wild.
Buck wild, I would say.
So insane, yeah. And our key players are just uncontrollable. They are so excited. They're ready to hit the showers.
Yeah. Well, not before we talk to them.
That is true. We need the sweaty one-on-one.
And I want to talk to that guy, Matt Thompson. Yeah. He's not about to hit the shower until I'm done with him. Until we talk to him.
Done talking to him.
Yeah, done talking to him.
For anyone who was concerned by any other meanings.
Yeah. No, there were no other meanings there. Yeah. Matt, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so if my math's correct, and of course I'm an English major, so it's probably not correct, but this would be the second to last, right?
This is the second to last.
Gotcha.
We are so close. We have all 3 of our guys in there right now. We got Matthew in the back over there. He's dragging the coffee sacks to make them more accessible to Harry and Chad. And Harry and Chad are loading them with perfect form onto that pallet.
Yep.
We are so close. I am so excited.
What's your favorite part of this game so far?
That is tough to say, but I will say this game was extra special because I get to see my husband in there, and it just brings back memories of the first container we did.
Oh.
It's been a while. He's kind of been stuck on the forklift just because it is an expensive piece of machinery, and he always feels like if anything's going to happen to it, he wants to be the one to do it, not have anyone else feel that guilt. So, it's cool to see him kind of go back into it, and he's keeping up his health. He sometimes gets some lower back pain, so I'm glad to see that he's being careful. And, I would say that's my favorite part of this container game so far. Yeah. What about you?
I mean, my favorite part, of course, is Matt Mullins, if I haven't said it 20 times.
The form was phenomenal.
The form was phenomenal.
It was phenomenal, yeah.
It makes me wish that I hadn't injured myself in high school playing the sport that I've come to love, because maybe I could have been on the field pallet jacking with them.
Yeah.
But I'm up here in the announcer booth with no bathroom. I have coffee. You don't have coffee.
Right. No bathroom, no replenishment of coffee for those that didn't plan properly like me. No water.
I do have water if you want some.
Okay. I just did not plan properly.
Yeah.
I will be better prepared next time.
Yeah. We'll have to go live maybe an hour before the game starts next time, and maybe bring some veteran coffee unpackers up here so we can do some pregame analysis.
This is the second to the last pallet, so we are officially on the last one.
Wow.
This is it, you guys. You're about to see it live. The crowd cannot be stopped. We are so excited.
Wow.
We're at an hour and 22 minutes, and we are at the very tail end of this, guys. We cannot wait to be done with this container.
In the container right now, we have Matthew Thompson.
Yes.
Key player. We have, the thrill right now.
Oh, yeah.
Harry Hutchins also in the container, really helping the team in this final stretch. And, of course, like I said, a little underrated, but one of my personal favorite players is Chad Bullard. Coming in again to help us close strong.
Oh, yeah.
All 3 of these players in the container right now, really just helping us get to that final stretch. We are a little over where we want to be, but the motivation, the altitude in the air right now is so real. It's so palpable.
And here comes JP. He's about to put the forklift in the last pallet of this container game. Guys, we are at the very tail end. Are you ready to turn that timer off?
I am.
I am so ready.
I'm ready to.
I am ready to go get another cup of coffee, most and foremost. I did not sleep too well last night.
I'm sorry.
So I am ready for it. Just container day.
Container day,
it's a day.
The pre-container day jitters.
Pre-container day jitters, I still get them. It has not been unheard of where we wake up one morning and we think the container is going to be there. It's 9 a.m., the container is going to be there. Before you know it, it's 10 a.m. and we get the call that the container never left the port of Savannah.
Wow.
So, you just always have that fear in the back of your mind, and I wish that I could just go to sleep and say it is what it is, but unfortunately, it's still there. But we are on the last sack, you guys, and that was the last sack.
Wow.
Harry Hutchins, Matthew Thompson just loaded that up. JP backing up that forklift.
And that is the game.
We are about to set it down on the floor.
One out. Once this hits the floor.
Once it hits the floor.
It is officially game over. And I can't see it from this.
I will tell you. 3, 2, and 1. And we are down.
38. Wow. What a game.
What a game. Yeah.
This is what we live for here, y'all. I'll put up the final time in just a second so all of you at home can kind of see for yourself where we landed. But an hour, 24 minutes, 38 seconds. Not bad for a later season game, especially for the Macaws.
Yeah.
And honestly, it has been truly a pleasure being up here, capturing every second of it.
Oh, yeah. You can see Harry's shirt is soaked. They have gotten their sweat in. It has been quite the game. These guys have been busting it. It is time for a good old cup of coffee.
Yeah. So just so no one on a live stream maybe captures you going down the ladder if you fall and perish. So I'm going to switch over to our this camera for the time being.
Yeah.
While that happens, if you want to go get a cup of coffee, if you're watching at home, first of all, thank you, Leticia.
Oh, of course.
Thank you for everyone that's tuned in to capture. We landed on 1 hour, 24 minutes, 38 seconds. But in just a moment, we will have our very own Ashlyn Lewis on the scene on the ground, interviewing each and every one of these players and kind of getting to the bottom of how we landed 14 minutes over the last game's time.
Yes. What exactly happened? Whose fault is it?
Well, I think we know whose fault it
is. And, what can we expect from the next container game, all coming up after the break?
Yeah. I wish I had a break cam. Well, I'm gonna transition over, y'all. I'm going to move you to the overview cam. And I'm also going to remove the microphone and cameras for just a minute, but stick around because like I said, Ashlyn Lewis will be on the ground interviewing these players, and it's going to be quite an exciting journey. So
yes, quite exciting.
Stick around.
All right, I'm going to try to mosey my way down those stairs.
Okay. Gosh,
how do you get down the stairs?